Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lineage Break, a Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am host man, do me. Also here, Glue, Steven.
Hi, Cam.
Hello.
I don't know what that intro was.
Welcome back. We are back from sunny Las Vegas.
I don't feel like we left because it's fucking hot out there.
It is really hot outside. We've been gone for like a month or something.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks.
Feels odd. We're a bit out of our element. You can tell from how I nailed that intro.
Yeah, but you know we do it live here.
We're back. A dinosaur story. Now, so here's a question for you, Steven.
Yeah.
This is something that has permeated my life for a long time, and I don't understand why. But using the "We're Back, a Dinosaur Story," which is a Steven Spielberg cartoon, as a meme, is something that I've been doing for a long time, but I don't understand why. And are you familiar with "We're Back, a Dinosaur Story"?
Love that movie.
Great.
That's the movie where they bring the dinosaurs back to life, and then the evil circus guy makes them into real dinosaurs, and they start killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie. That movie's sick.
It's great.
Yeah. More people should watch it.
So you should go watch "We're Back, a Dinosaur Story."
You know what you should also watch, since we're on the topic of good cartoons? Watch Oliver and Company. That movie deserves respect.
I don't know what that is.
You've never seen Oliver and Company?
No.
You're not a big... What?
What?
Oh, Cameron, we're watching Oliver and Company after the show.
So we went to a place, Stephen. We went to Grand Archive Worlds in sunny Las Vegas. You saw maybe us on the internet.
Yeah, we've been on the internet.
I want to, of course, say a big thank you to the Weebs of the Shore team and TM32 for having me on coverage for Worlds Weekend. It was a great time.
I would also like to thank the Weebs team and TM32 for putting on a great event. I think the Worlds event itself was
great.
Amazing. Like, there was plenty to do for people that weren't in any of the events. There were side events. They were running on-demand events. As soon as it filled up to 8, boom. Both the Sylvie store and the other merch stores were fantastic. There's a lot of really good art pieces that you could have gotten.
It's true.
All of the artists for the game that were there, thank you to them as well for putting up with Cam and his stack of Cleric cards. And
I gave that man like $500.
I know.
No complaints. Something that happened, I guess I didn't confirm, but something that I got a sort of inkling that happened is there were artists there, like Steve said. Thank you for coming. Obviously, they don't watch the show. But Dai was there, who is Ari's artist, Blanche's artist. Big fan of their work. And I went up there on Saturday, like right in the morning, like as soon as they showed up. And I wasn't being one of those cursed people. There was some loiterers like loitering around their table while they were setting up. And like, I'm not trying to be that. I wait until they're like ready. They're accepting a line because like they're not going anywhere, right? But I did line up very early in the morning before any of my casting duties. And I was like, hey, Dai doesn't speak English, and they had like a translator. And I told the translator, I was like, can I have these 4? And they like didn't understand what I was saying, so I had to like do lots of pointing. I was like, I want these 4 artist proofs, and I want you to draw on them, which they were selling. It was the thing that they were doing. And they seemed like so taken aback by this request, because I assume not a whole lot of people were doing that. And so I gave them their like $500 for some artist proofs and a playmat and some other stuff. And then the next day, I talked to TM32 Leo, lovely person. And I think he had paid like drastically more than I did for an artist proof, and I'm not sure if that was he made a special request or something, but I got the inclination that after I maybe spent a little bit too much money that they decided to up their prices. So I got away like a bandit by only spending a mere fortune to get some artist proofs. But
I also got an artist proof.
You did?
I did, yeah.
We're not going to do that on camera. But Steven did get an artist proof.
I did, yep.
But unfortunately did not meet the artist. that he got his artist proof from.
I did.
Lovely lady.
She is a wonderful person.
It's a shame that Jubei couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Tristan's new artist. There was, from what I heard, some like passport troubles or something.
Yeah.
Leaving China is cursed.
Correct.
So there was some sort of passport issues and they could not make it, which is unfortunate. But it's great to have some Grand Archive artists in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And they stayed the whole weekend, which is really cool.
Yeah, yeah. And like not only the whole weekend, but like pretty much the entire event for everything.
Yeah, because like on the...
While we were sitting watching the closing ceremony,
Right.
Fang was still sitting over in the corner.
Right. Yeah, like on the schedule, they like stopped at like 3 or something, but they were just there basically the whole time.
Yeah, just
every
hanging
time,
out.
just hanging out. Yeah, even if they weren't working, they were just hanging out. But yeah, it was super cool. The event was great. I've been really pleased to see that there's been a lot of, at least from what I can see on the Twitters and stuff, there's been a lot of buzz about the event from people that weren't there, which is like really great. So hopefully that means that the coverage reached a bunch of people, and I know there was a bunch of people taking pictures and sharing their experience over Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
And I don't know if it's directly correlated to that, but we've had an uptick in people asking about playing the game.
Yeah, huge. Well, I think a lot of that correlates to the new set, right? Like the new set has landed quite well. There's a lot of people doing like unboxings for the new set and talking about the new set. Obviously, the new recollection decks are a great jumping in point. We've had several people, anecdotally here at the store that have picked up the recollection decks that are looking to jump into the game, and that's a great spot to do so. So yeah, the Grand Archive's been up big, and that's great. I think that ALC landed really well, but it landed really well on the heels of something that didn't, right? Like FTC, we talk about a lot. Didn't land exactly how GA wanted it to. ALC landed quite well, which was great. But of course, it's when you're a new game and you're struggling to sort of find your footing in the market, it's great to see a set like ALC land so well, but everyone that's not in franchise like we are has to be like, well, was this a fluke? Is this, is the next one going to be like this, or is the next one going to be like the last one?
Right.
And so I think MRC, which has also landed quite well, prices are good. It's been sold out at the distributor level. I think brings a lot of confidence to the market and to people that are interested in exploring the game, can be like pretty confident that the game's in a healthy spot.
Right. And I think we've said it before, it's that it's usually around to the 4th and 5th set of a TCG where like you can kind of see the roadmap of where it's going to go. And I think at this point I could say that I think Grand Archive's going to be around for a while. Yeah,
I hope so. I think it was like a little bit worrying to hear the behind the scenes that we got during the anniversary stream. I think we talked about this last time we were here in the studio. That it was maybe a little bit closer than we had thought when they launched FTC. They were a little bit slimmer on margins than we had thought.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit frightening. But yeah, it looks like ALC, MRC forward were pretty stable, is what it feels like, especially with how quickly MRC sold out. And something that I find really interesting about MRC particularly is there was a great event at Worlds that we were lucky enough to attend where we got, all of the spoilers for MRC. Previous to that, we had maybe like 10, 15 cards. But it's amazing that MRC sold out at the distributor level. And now that it's launched, seems like it's sold out almost everywhere that I've talked to without nearly as much of a like marketing push, with spoilers being so close to the chest and a lot of it being saved for this in-person event at Worlds, which of course is a big deal, but it's way harder to have that sort of event reach a wider audience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's awesome to see that MRC landed so well with so little spoiler push behind it, which I think means I believe I saw Celadar post in the Discord that this is going to be like sort of their plan going forward, because MRC was so successful that they're going to sort of try to mimic that going forward. So unfortunately, that means for all of you crack addicts out there, probably not getting Mortal Ambition spoilers for quite a while, and assumingly we won't see very many before very close to the launch of the of the set. But of course, we're very happy to talk about Worlds, and we're very happy to be back with you. Of course, thank you so much to anybody and everybody that came up to Steve or I. The positive affirmations about the show were just so amazing to hear, and we did so many presidential handshakes over the weekend. It was great to see everybody, and we really appreciate that you guys watch the show and support us. So
yeah, it was like I posted on Twitter about it, but it was after day 2, it was so surreal for how many of you guys had came up and told me how much the show means to you, and how much you actually enjoy listening to our silly little rants that we go on. But it was very awesome, and thank you so much.
All of the lovely people that bought our playmat. We are officially sold out of playmats, so thank you so much for supporting our first playmat. Not to say it was, like a windfall for us, but it is, a little bit of cash that helps us, keep doing what we're doing, pay for travel, pay for new equipment, all that good stuff. So we do really appreciate that as well. But Worlds aside, now that we're back, we actually have a lot to catch up on, and so that's good that we're in the new MRC launch territory, and so that means, of course, we'll have lots of competitive stuff to talk about and events. Taipei's right around the corner, but for a while we're going to be pretty light, I assume, on spoilers and stuff like that. So we're going to take some time to digest all of the information that we have missed while we were gone. And of course, my favorite part about any of these large events is the keynote presentation at the end of the weekend. I look forward to them very much. I'm a big press conference guy. Really like that sort of thing. And so we have a bunch of stuff to talk about from Grand Archive World's keynote presentation that, of course, if you guys were not there or you have not watched it, you can watch that on the YouTubes, on the official Grand Archive TCG YouTube channel. They did upload that. You can probably see Steve and I in the crowd when they do the crowd shots.
Correct.
We are there. But yeah, we want to digest a little bit. We have lots to talk about and lots to discuss for the upcoming, next couple of months for Grand Archive. So the first thing on our docket that they showed us after all of the clapping, so many people for silver and steel and the world championship. Of course, congratulations to our world champion, Glenn, by the way. Lots of clapping to be done at the keynote presentation. So after our hands hurt and we're done clapping for all these people, we have. I'm trying to enter my Goku era because my hair keeps getting in my face. We have the World's 2025 schedule for Grand Archive. Mm-hmm. So in May, it's May now. That's crazy.
MRC.
We have the MRC launch, which, as of recording, was last week. This week will be our first locals of the MRC season. We got all that season guide and stuff, which we'll talk about today as well. So that's cool. Next month, and by next month, I mean in 2 weeks,
yep.
We have Ascent Taipei. We will
not be going
to Ascent Taipei. A little expensive. I would love to go. Taipei is a gorgeous place, but a little too much money. Maybe next year. Big announcement that at the time when they showed us the schedule was sort of snuck in there. There's Supporter Pack 2. It's real.
Hey, a lot of really nice art for that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we'll talk about those for sure. Ooh, baby. But yeah, Supporter Pack 2 is finally here. People have been asking for it for what feels like a pretty long time. Supporter Pack 1 came out. Yeah. Feels like pretty close to DOA launch last year. And hopefully that means, we do know, I don't know, internally, externally, whatever. I don't remember who said what, so sorry. But we know the Supporter Pack 1 was very, very successful for them. And so I'm really glad to see that Supporter Pack 2 is coming out and hopefully will be equally as successful. And if that's the case, hopefully we can just keep getting one of these every year. Sort of takes the pressure off Weebs of the Shore to pay for their very robust organized play schedule, which we're going to talk about now, by allowing the consumers to sort of help pave the way to make such a robust schedule. So we're really excited for Supporter Pack 2 in July. In August, we have our next U.S.-based Ascent in Chicago, August 2nd through 4th.
We will be there.
We will be there. We have already purchased our tickets. We will see you all in Chicago. You can go say hello to Bob Scherbel in his home.
Yeah. This is Bob's Ascent. He will be winning.
Yeah, Bob needs to be winning something or all of it.
Right.
You know?
I assume number one, because he will be well rested and he will
It's
win.
true. He will have sabotaged all of the chairs and,
Correct.
set up booby traps for anyone that should get in his way. So that is the plan. We will see you in Chicago. Something that is cool about this schedule is that we also have the schedule announcements for Revelfest, which makes me hope that means there's some stuff planned. I believe that Mr. Silidar did say that hopefully next Revelfest will have a promo.
Ooh, promo.
I think. I'm going to listen. We do the show live, and this was not our idea. I want that to be clear.
Yeah, we were bullied into
We
this.
were bullied into doing the show live by both Shinja, who does not directly work for the company, but also Silidar, who does work for the company, is maybe watching. And I just want to say that I think I'm pretty good about containing any sort of leaks, any sort of information that I should not leak. However, it's very difficult coming off the back of Worlds to know, all of the things in my brain, where they came from, if they were told to me in confidence, if they were available to the public. And I don't think I've leaked anything. I'm just saying, if I do, I'm sorry. I don't mean it. Please don't excommunicate me. Please tell me all the things. But yeah, Revelfest coming in September for our MRC season.
There's
Hopefully
also
some cool stuff.
Ascent Singapore, where
Yeah.
we'll also have a Path of Silver,
Yeah, I think this is the first...
non-American Path of Silver.
Yeah, the first SEA Path of Silver. They didn't have one at Auckland either. So, it's the first non...
US-based
North
silver.
American, Path of Silver event. So that's awesome. I know that the people over there in SEA are cuckoo bananas, and so I assume that the Path of Silver submissions will be absolutely nuts. Of course, we know that Gabe and Schwarzentrooper will be there as well. He's already booked his tickets, so you guys got to watch out for that monster winner of Path of Silver at Ascent Worlds.
And Houston, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember who got first place. Obviously, he was in the top 8 somewhere. I don't remember who got first place, but so that's really exciting. We will not be going to Singapore. However, I believe
We do have a Lineage Break members that will be there.
I believe a couple of the Lineage Break boys will be there. I think Trent and Trevor are both planning on being there. So of course, go say hello to Trent and Trevor. If you go to Singapore,
Correct.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit out of our budget, but
Yeah.
after
October is an
Singapore.
exciting month.
What's up?
October is an exciting month.
Yeah, October is the launch of AMB, which when we saw this, we're like, what does that mean? But we now know that is Mortal Ambition, and also the Ascent Toronto. So I wonder, and I hope, because I always think it's really cool, I hope that this is like a day and date launch thing, because I find those super sick.
Oh, what? You mean like...
To be like, Ascent Toronto is on Mortal Ambition launch day. It's a little bit harder with Grand Archive, because Grand Archive thus far has not been a very limited play forward game. Limited play meaning like draft sealed for anybody who plays other card games. And so I always think it's really cool to do big events for when a set comes out, but usually those big events are limited events. It's like, it's a big, sealed, like Ascent is sealed. I don't know, maybe they are working on limited for Mortal Ambition. I wish I'd asked them about that when we had them on the show. My brain's smooth. But yeah, very exciting to be getting a whole new main set, new champions, assumingly, alongside a Ascent that we will hopefully be attending.
Correct.
Gotta work out some passport stuff, but the plan is to be there. That is on my short list of things to do, is get my passport worked out soon. And then Toronto's very easy for us. It's drivable, so like it's really not a question of monetary. It's a question of I got to make sure I get my passport in time.
Yeah,
but
that's the big one.
Yeah, Toronto, very exciting. After which, in November, Ascent Oceania. I would be stunned if this was not in New Zealand. The New Zealand scene has been really big. Our world champion is from New Zealand, and we've already had one in the in the Australia. So I would assume this is probably Ascent New Zealand, but maybe they it's a hop, skip, and a jump for Australia and New Zealand. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if it's in Auckland or Perth or some Melbourne, whatever.
Right.
Melbourne, I don't know.
I would love it to be in New Zealand because, one, if I remember correctly from the schooling I'd had,
Right.
no natural predators.
That's true. It's a gorgeous place.
So don't have to worry about walking down the street and getting attacked by a 15-foot spider like you do in Australia. And also, Weta Workshop's there, and I would love to go there.
Hey, I tell you what, Weebs of the Shore, I will do literally whatever you want. You fly me out there, I will do literally whatever you want. I will lick the floors clean.
I will assemble the entire thing by myself.
By myself. The best volunteer that ever existed.
I will be your gopher. You know, you guys need coffee, a back rub, call me.
I do. How much?
A flight to New Zealand.
That's kind of pricey. After Ascent Oceania, this is the exciting one.
This is the one that I really have hope for.
This is the one. This is the one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so listen. It's not going to be true, but in December we have Ascent USA plus Path of Silver. So it's our next Path of Silver event for North America.
Correct.
Now, Worlds was in Las Vegas.
Correct.
The Ascent before that was in California.
Correct.
The Ascent before that was in Texas.
Correct.
The one after Worlds is in Chicago. The one after Chicago is in Toronto. Now listen. Toronto's pretty close to us. So it's hard to argue.
However, Florida would be nice.
Ugh.
Boston would be better.
Boston sucks. Don't come to Boston. New York? New Jersey? We love that. New Jersey, very cheap. You go to Newark, you get that fucking convention center that Bushy Road rents out every goddamn year. Surely it's not costing them any money because they don't make paid entries for their events. So
wait,
surely...
What?
What? Bushy Road?
You don't have to pay?
Free. It's free. You cannot pay to go to a Bushy Road event.
That's wild.
Surely it can't be that expensive, right? Newark, New Jersey, please. Come on. We love it. I mean, we hate New Jersey, but we love it being close. So that's a hope. In January, our Revel Fest for Mortal Ambition, as well as
Ascent Europe.
Clem gets to go to an event locally.
Yeah.
Woo! Congratulations, Clem. We don't know where it is yet, but Ascent Europe is great. They need some support.
Yeah. I'm so happy when they announced Ascent Europe. I was so happy for them because they've been playing the game for just as long as we have, but they've had no organized play really. I mean, Clem has done her best to
of course,
to make the scene over there.
And the regionals are huge.
The regionals are great, but God, thank God they finally got an Ascent.
They deserve it. So
they really do.
Ascent Europe, very awesome. And in just a moment, we'll have more stuff to talk about for Europe, which is also very exciting. But it's great that they're finally getting an Ascent. Mm-hmm. Knowing Clem's luck, it'll be in Europe as far as possible away from her, but hopefully not. So that's in January. February.
It's my birthday month, guys. So
HVN, the expansion set for Mortal Ambition. I have to assume that this is heaven in some way, would be my assumption.
Heaven?
Yep. Heaven something, much like Mortal Ambition is AMB, Ambition,
Oh, okay.
HVNs.
Heaven. Okay.
We've got that sort of...
Or Haven.
Haven, maybe.
Haven.
We've got that sort of, Mortal Ambition is sort of Three Kingdoms, folklore sort of stuff, so I think that would fit in pretty well.
Yeah.
But that's very exciting. No Ascent in February. Something to note, which is fucking crazy, by the way. If you guys look at this schedule, aside from May, July, and February, over the next 12 months, there is a major event for Grand Archive every other month of the year.
Yeah. There's 3.
And we don't count May, because May's already happened.
Yeah. We're out of May. So you have this July and next February are the only 2 months in 12 months that aren't having a big event.
Which is insane.
Insane.
It's wild.
We are growing exponentially every year. Like every month that Grand Archive exists, it just gets bigger and bigger, and I love to see it.
And we're so proud. But this can't be possible without you buying Supporter Pack. So buy Supporter Pack 2. That's why they're allowed to do all this. That's why they have, so much funding to make all of these awesome events for you guys, is because of stuff like Supporter Pack. And of course, buy the set, support your LGS, whatever, support your ecosystem. That's great. But yeah, very exciting. So after February, we have Ascent USA in March. If they don't put the one in December on the East Coast, this one
has to be
on the East Coast, or they're going to get some very angry letters and pictures of me crying.
They won't be angry letters. They're going to just be pictures of Cam crying.
Yeah, mostly that.
Just please.
Please. Oh, please.
We can't afford all the travel.
Please. April.
We have Ascent Southeast Asia.
It's true.
And Nationals for Oceania and Europe.
What?
Yay! Europe gets their first Nationals.
They deserve it. So now Nationals will be split, I assume, fairly, in that if we retain that World's top 16 feel, it will assuming be 4-4-4-4. Yeah.
No.
From
Increase.
each region. Maybe they increase the pool. We don't know quite yet what World's going to look like next year, but we do know that there will be 4 Nationals: Oceania, Europe, North America, and Southeast Asia. Speaking of which, that puts Nationals for NA and SEA in May. Say that 5 times fast.
No.
Okay. Very exciting for Nationals. And then in June, to culminate our next year of Grand Archive, Worlds and Ascent Worlds will be
Revel Fest
and Revel
for
Fest.
HVN.
I hope they sort of lined up this year as well, where Revel Fest was not during Worlds, but it was very close to it. I think it would be really cool if Worlds was during Revel Fest. I think that would be sweet.
I was going to say, I think that would be like amazing, right?
I think that would be very cool, especially since it says here, right at the end of our schedule, it says Worlds late June 2025. So I think it would make the most sense that Revel Fest obviously will be late June, as it should be right before the next set comes out, assumingly in July or something. And
something to point out,
Worlds be there.
The Ascent in March and in April, the qualifier cards do not count for Worlds.
True, yeah. Worlds qualifier cards is just ALC season, which we have already passed, MRC season that we're currently in, and AMB season for your Nationals qualifiers. Right. And that last season AMB that we get later this year will be where you get qualifying points through OmniDex. Will be that season of Nationals.
Correct.
Very exciting. They also made the Ascent cards worth Nationals points, which is something that sort of got swept under the rug, it feels like. The Ascent's top 32 are worth 4 points, a sweeping 4 points, which is quite a lot. Speaking of OmniDex and rewards, we also have seen the end of season rewards for MRC, and as of recording, we've also seen the CSR, as they just put up the season guide yesterday. So we are getting Shell Assembler as our bronze card, Reduced Ash as our silver card, and Hailstorm Guard as our gold card that also comes CSR to that top 100 players at the end of the season. Get that nice Nico butt.
Yeah, that's a butt.
It's a butt. Something that is really cute, and of course the art is amazing. But all of the rewards, literally all of them, all of the rewards,
every single one,
are drawn by Honshu. So
not just your OmniDex rewards, but also your store championship rewards and your regional rewards are all Honshu's art, and they're so fantastic. Every single one of them. We will link them or have them on the screen for you.
Curse our editor to put all these pictures on the screen. I'm sure she's excited to do so.
But oh boy, they look
great.
For store championships for the MRC season, we have Windmill Engineer, which I think is probably one of the best cards in MRC currently.
She's pretty good. She's hot.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Big wrench.
And which is something that's very exciting for a lot of our locals. Less exciting for Cam and I. Lightweaver's Assault is our regional card.
Yeah, there was a tidbit that Silhadar tweeted that said that that the regional card was formerly an SR, and so we were like, oh, is it Ghost of Pendragon? Which would be good. I remember right after this presentation, because something that I find super interesting, if you guys watch the presentation, which I love, is that you can tell that people are the most excited when there's like literally no reaction to what's happening, because they're all like when they put up the schedule, everyone's like brain just turns off and go while they're reading all the information on the screen. But so it was a lot to take in, and then immediately after the presentation, some of our locals came over to us because we were sitting on the other side of the room. They were like, oh yeah, we really gotta grind next season. I hope there's enough regionals to go to. I was like, why? I don't understand. They're like, oh, to get the regional card. I was like, what was it? I forgot. Did they announce that? And they were like, oh, it's Lightweaver's Assault. I was like, oh yeah, right. I don't care. But Luxem's not going anywhere, guys. They're here to stay. Yeah. You can get your fancy Lightweaver's Assault CPRs for regionals. The best promo.
I love this. I love this art.
The best promo.
Because she's so pretty.
The best promo.
It doesn't make any sense why this card exists.
Oh, now bear with me.
I'm bearing. Okay.
This is what you guys sign up for. I got a little bit of copium to share with you.
So your judge promo this year, it's Careful Study.
Woo!
On which is not any Rai art or anything. It is indeed Arisana.
Woo!
And she's reading a book and she's looking very cute.
So this is great. Personally, this is the best news that could ever happen. They have announced that the judge program is real. That was a while ago. They've already rolled out some of those judges. You guys can see some of your favorite head judges and sort have already gotten the judge program, and they've all told me, everyone that I've asked, and I have asked several people, have told me soon, very soon, TM, soon, that you will be able to take the judge program or the judge test yourself on Omnidex, and if you judge any events, you get like Judge XP, which is super cute, and that's great for me because I judge all of our local events, and I get to play in those, which is cool, like our weekly Grand Archive events. But since FTC, I've been hosting store championships and regionals here at the store, and I love the game and I'm happy to support the community, but it sucks that I can't play in those and I get nothing for it. And so it's really cool that I will be able to judge those events and get a very, very cute promo. So, the copium, right? Did you know, and but this is a rhetorical question, Stu. Did you know that in Dawn of Ashes, our release set, which included Careful Study, that enlightenment counters were a cleric and a mage mechanic?
I did not.
On Barrier Servant.
Oh, yeah.
She's cleric / mage on, in FTC on Displace. It is cleric / mage class bonus to gain the enlightenment counter when you cast Displace. Has Morgan on it. Like, clerics are supposed to have something to do with enlightenment counters. And
I guess, like, you have, like, herbs that give you levels.
Right.
Interesting.
So, my hot theory, as these will be coming out at the end of MRC season, is that in Mortal Ambition, which will be supporting all 7 classes, I believe. Who knows what the champions are, but there will be support for all 7 classes. I assume, especially tying into the Three Kingdoms sort of motif, that enlightenment counters will come back, and we'll have some enlightenment counter support. And that enlightenment counter support will finally touch cleric.
Maybe.
And cleric will get the ability to play some enlightenment counters. And Jesus Christ, Steven, if I can cast Careful Study, it's ogre. Card advantage? Whew.
Cam loves his card advantage.
So yeah, it's got Ari on it. I'm going to buy all these judge promos. Hopefully I'll get enough from judging, but probably not. So if you got extra judge promos, you let me know. It's neat that you can get multiple copies, which they announced on the season guide yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on your judge level, you get multiple copies of the judge promo, which is cool. Speaking of cool promos that we mentioned earlier, we also got some little teasy tidbits for Supporter Pack 2, as that is coming out fucking soon, dude.
Yeah.
July, and we've seen like these arts, and we're going to talk about them and do a little bit of speculation. But they're going to be available starting at Anime Expo, which is the beginning of July, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like July 4th weekend or something, or right thereafter.
Yeah, I believe so.
Which means
It's the same weekend as Gen Fest? Gen Con?
no, Gen Con is August.
Oh.
Chicago is the same weekend as Gen Con.
That's what that was.
Don't get us started about that one. But I believe it is July 4th weekend, or maybe the week after that, for Anime Expo, which is where they will debut Supporter Pack 2. And so it's like kind of crazy that we don't know really anything about it yet, and it's like 5 weeks away or something. So I wouldn't be surprised if at Taipei next week we get some Supporter Pack 2 spoilies in their end of event keynote. Before we get to that card that you're looking at, you're burying the lead.
I'm burying the lead.
Supporter Pack 2, releasing July 4th. It says right there. I'm stupid. It is July 4th weekend. Who would have thought? On this picture that, of course, thank you, editor. She will put this up that says Supporter Pack 2, releasing July 4th, 2024. There's some Arisana art in the background that is not on a card currently.
Correct.
This looks like Comet Fall to me, brother.
Comet Fall or Meteor Strike?
I think it is Comet Fall or Meteor Strike, but Meteor Strike being an SR makes me think it's probably Comet Fall. Comet Fall a rare. They can print this at rare. We get a sweet Comet Fall. Of course, it's not going to be Cosmic Bolt because that was a Sapphire Pack card, and they would never do that to me and make my Sapphire Pack cards worthless. So we assume that's Comet Fall. That's really cool. Then we got some actual art teasers starting on the left. We have Tristan surrounded by fairies on a green art. Do you have an inkling of what that might be?
Fairy Whispers?
Oh yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, I think that's right on the nose there. This one's a little bit difficult.
So I have two thoughts on this one.
Yeah.
So what is that? That's Naya?
This is Naya. So the middle art, we have Naya doing some frosty magic.
Yeah, she's casting some frost magic on a dude, and he's getting frozen. Two realms of thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is either Mind Freeze.
Yeah.
Or I think this is Frost Shard.
So I hope it's Frost Shard. I think Frost Shard would be really cool because Mind Freeze is sick, but that card does not see a whole lot of play. Okay. And something that I found really awesome about Supporter Pack 1 is that everything in Supporter Pack 1 was, at the time, a meta-relevant playable card.
Correct.
Yes, of course, we have Esteemed Knight in there, right? And Esteemed Knight is seeing less play now as the game gets older. But at the time that Supporter Pack 1 came out, all of those cards were seeing play.
Correct.
And so I think it would be a little bit strange if this was Mind Freeze, as Mind Freeze has not been traditionally a popular card, though the art is very indicative of Mind Freeze. But I think Frost Shard would be great.
Right. And then, obviously, this last one is a giant knight with a big shield and some green swirls around him. This is Ancient Protector.
I'm so dumb, dude. I looked at this art when it first came out. I was like, I don't know what that's gonna be. And then Trevor was right next to me. He was like, "It's fucking Ancient Protector, you stupid." And I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, that is Ancient Protector for sure." So that's cool. All very good. And
now
then
we get to some cards that
a little tough. Yeah.
Well, one of them is very obvious, but the other two I don't know.
They're very obvious, and I think.
So do we talk about the very? Because I think this is the very obvious
one. Oh, I disagree wholeheartedly. I'm just going left to right because that's how we're doing.
I don't know what this is.
So on the left, we have this very very cute redheaded girl doing some walking through a battlefield with big old fire in the background. I think this is without a doubt Cremation Ritual.
Okay.
1,000% this is cremation ritual.
Okay.
I'm surprised that you think the one in the middle is a shoe-in.
You really?
Yeah.
This is wild to me. So the one we have in the middle is Vanitas.
Yes.
Surrounded by a wind shield.
Correct.
I think this is Wind Shield.
Sure. However, what we just talked about with Mind Freeze.
Correct.
Who the fuck's playing Spell Shield Wind?
Right. But
it is a good card, so like it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Like, you tell me that's not Spell Shield Wind.
Well, it could be any wind card. Like
I don't know, man.
Like this could be Enchaining Gale. This could be.
It's literally reflecting off 4 things.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is Spell Shield Wind.
Well, whatever. Yeah, I'm just.
And then this card, this last card, is very hot. Has Ari on it.
Whoa.
Look, I got a wife now too.
Watch what you're saying.
I got a wife now too. She's very hot. I don't know what this card is though.
I actually have no idea. It's a normal card. We can tell from the coloring that it's a normal card because they do that very well. They make art very indicative of their color. So this is a normal card. It can't be Scry the Skies, right? That would be my first inclination.
It's not Scry the Skies.
Because we're getting a promo of that.
Right.
It's not a Careful Study. What else is she playing? You know,
is there any potions that?
Is she brewing here?
She's holding a potion. She's looking at. Oh, you know what? The healing potion. Could that be the healing potion?
Yeah, it could be.
Because like there's a little bit of red on that potion that she's holding.
I assume that they're trying to stay away from doubling up promos if they can. And
is there a promo potion?
Yeah, there's an SLC healing potion.
Oh.
But the argument to that is that we also have 2 Lurking Assailant promos, so I don't know. It's jury's kind of out on this one. Unclear. I don't think that she has any like staples that she plays that are normal other than Scry the Skies. Could be something like, I don't know, Fractal of Insight or something, but
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, very, very cute. Awesome to see Supporter Pack, and I really like the art on these ones. Not to say that I did not like the art on Supporter Pack 1, but it was a product that I didn't buy any of, and I think maybe the thing that it feels like has changed about Grand Archive in the past year since we got SP1 is it's a champion game, right? You play as a champion, and so that means that us as Grand Archive players have grown attached to a lot of these characters, and that's what they want, right? They want to push the character narrative. Think, Magic the Gathering, pushing the Planeswalkers, right? Like you're excited when Jace shows up. It's like very similar to that, but in Supporter Pack 1, the game was much newer, and so Supporter Pack 1 was like cute promo arts, and a lot of them are cute promo arts, but they're all just cute anime girls replacing other cute anime girls, and something that I find really interesting about almost all of the art that we've seen so far for Supporter Pack 2 is that they all feature like iconic characters, right? There's a couple like Cremation Ritual, unclear who that is, Ace and Protector, right? But the rest of them are featuring like named characters, either champions or this, Mind Freeze art featuring Naya being a new unique that they just announced. Even maybe the Cremation Ritual girl is somebody. I'm just not recognizing her right away. But so I think that goes a long way, and that means that I'm much more excited to pick up SP2 to get some sweet art featuring popular characters. Speaking of popular characters.
Hey, you guys like that Sylvie figure? Because we did. How about a Lorraine or a Tristan? Because those are coming down the pipeline, and as well as Diana, Arisana, and Merlin, all getting little minifigures that you can buy and put on your shelf.
Dude, it's so funny. And they know, and like we've talked to them about it, they get it. But it's so funny. We're getting these very cute, not Nendoroid figures, right? Like these tiny chibi Grand Archive figures, which are very cute. And if you guys have not picked up a Sylvie, you should try to grab one. They're super, super cute. It's only the girls.
Yeah. Yep.
Only the girls. They get it. And like we've had that discussion with them. It's like they know. Like you can look at the marketing, and it's just like I think it was Alan had said that if like their sales numbers for stuff like the Dragon Shield sleeves, it's like 10-1 for like Ari and Diana to Norris, because come on. I
was gonna say we did have that conversation where I was like, I think we still have Tony sleeves in store,
right?
The other ones have been gone for months.
So we get it, but they're very cute. I've tried to leave the figure collecting life behind me, but I don't know. I might not last very long. Surely I got to buy the little Ari at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy at least the little Tristan. Maybe the Merlin, because the Merlin's cute too.
She is cute. Our last piece of information from the World's Keynote is an exciting one. And something that we sort of expected. We talked about it a little bit, or running up to the event. We did get the official announcement of Set 5, releasing October 2024, Mortal Ambition.
Yep. And it was described as a Three Kingdoms style fairy tales of that period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
We had, of course, in the keynote that you guys can watch, I believe it was Roger announcing it. Talked a little bit about the inspiration behind the set, but we were lucky enough to sit down with the developers and talk to them a little bit more, and so we got a little bit more information about the background of Mortal Ambition and where the idea came from.
You can find that episode on our channel.
You can go watch that video. We'll link it down below for you, but go check that out. We're super happy to be able to sit down with those guys. And something that we did when we sat down with those guys, we do have some art spoilers for Mortal Ambition, and we talked a little bit about those with the developers. Unfortunately, was not able to squeeze a whole lot of information out of these guys, but something worth noting that my brain is very smooth, so I want to follow up on that now is we got some, I think, pretty telling art revealed for Mortal Ambition. Of course, we didn't get any cards, but we got some pretty telling art, I think, which I assumed was indicative of class support for Mortal Ambition. I was reminded afterwards that they have said previously that all of the sets going forward past MRC will support all 7 classes. So I was bearing the lead a little bit on that one. However, I think that they were trying to lead me astray, Steven.
I think they were too.
I think that the reason why they showed us these arts specifically, and this is what I was trying to hammer home with those gentlemen, but they diverted me because they're experts at their craft, is that, yeah, of course, sure, we'll get support for all 7 classes. However, we're very obviously not getting 7 new champions in Mortal Ambition,
Correct.
right? That would be ridiculous. We're not getting 7 new champion lineages for all of these classes. Maybe some of them will get a lineage break. That would be cool. If you do 4 classes get a full lineage, the other 3 get a lineage break. That would be neat. But some classes have to be supported more than others. You can't cut it right down the middle. If you make new champions, they're going to have to get more support than the ones that are not getting entire new lineages. So,
unless you guys are you making 7 new lineages?
That'd be wild. It'd be insane.
Wild.
It'd be insane. So, I think that these are indicative of our 3 full lineages. Maybe 4. Maybe 4 full lineages.
Maybe. But
the reason why we say 3 is because it's just so hard to tell with the big halberd in the background.
Right.
But maybe that's a warrior card, right?
Right. So it also would make sense, right? If there's 3 kingdoms themes, that we get 3 new lineages.
Sure, yeah. I can't say I'm well versed in the folklore.
I'm not 100% on the folklore, but when you have something called 3 kingdoms, I would assume there's 3 kingdoms. That's what we see here.
Perhaps.
However, something that I would like to point out, because we just mentioned it.
Right.
Obviously, the front card is a water card.
Front left.
Front left. So a man with a big shield.
Yeah.
And he's surrounded by ice.
No item.
No weapon.
Just shield.
Just a shield.
He block. He guardian card.
And then we have a panda and a very beautiful woman with fire. It's tamer.
She tamer. She whipped that panda. She can whip me.
But then there's this one. It has no element color around it.
Oh, she's a wind card for sure.
Is she?
Look at all the sweepy, windy stuff.
It's all white. Usually wind cards would be green.
I don't know. That looks pretty windy to me, dude.
I don't know.
I think that's our wind card. I think it's a mage card.
Yeah, I'm also under mage.
And then maybe, the halberd is the tough part, which also looks like a wind card. But
right. Maybe she's
unclear.
Warrior.
What, with the fans?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think of Melina from Mortal Kombat. She has fans.
I wouldn't call her a warrior though. You know,
Maybe.
I don't know.
She fights.
They all fight, Steven. Yeah, speculation aside, sweet art for Mortal Ambition, and hopefully indicative of, maybe some stuff. But like we said earlier, moving past MRC, we're going to assumingly follow that sort of spoiler schedule, which means it's probably going to be a long time before we hear about, new champions or new classes.
August.
Maybe at
Or August or September, we'll start seeing some stuff. Maybe just art like we did for
Chicago
Nationals.
would be cool. If at Chicago we get like the champions like we did at Houston would be really cool. And then, after that we go into spoiler season. Because it sets out in
October. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe Ascent Chicago, we get the champions. That would be pretty cool. And we start ramping up our little mini spoiler season for the next month and until October.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting stuff. So that's all we got at Worlds. Past that, like we said, we did get the season guide announced for MRC. You guys can find that over on Omnidex, omni.gatcg.com for any of those extra bits of info, but we covered most of it on the show today. We also, of course, Chicago coming up, and apparently now spoken into existence, Chicago will have the reveal of the new champions for Mortal Ambition.
The Lineage break is never wrong.
That's true. Go buy your tickets now. They are on the internet, so you can go buy your tickets. I don't believe any of them are sold out yet. We are getting a new...
The VIP ones are sold out.
Sure. That makes sense. You can buy champion tickets, regular tickets. We are getting a new prize card, which is exciting.
Yeah,
we are getting a Vira.
Yep, Vira, Spirit of Fire.
So we are repeating the cycle, which has now been,
we have not
confirmed.
seen art for her yet,
Right.
but she's probably hot.
Yeah, I assume we probably see that pretty soon. I would be shocked if we didn't maybe see that at like Taipei, is you do sort of have to get that out in front as soon as possible. I'm not sure if this is they're still waiting on the art situation, or they're, trying to do a cheeky little something spoilery, whatever. It's good to, always have new things to talk about. Yeah, I think that's it. We've gone on pretty long. Windbags rambling. We're back. We're happy to be back. Thank you guys, of course. We do need another poster. Thank you. We got this beautiful Blanche we won at auction, so appreciate Weebs allowing us to bring this beautiful girl home. We do have an uncut sheet from MRC that's going to go up behind our beautiful Steven as soon as it gets back from the framers. So we're working on our set design a little bit, guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's great to be back. We will be back. We don't have any pressing stuff coming up, at least for a while, so you guys can look forward to your regularly scheduled Lineage break. Fridays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find us here shooting the show live for all of the pre-ramble and post-rambling nonsense. You can also find the last week's episode up on the YouTube channel, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fridays. This week, if you are watching us live, we got a chance to interview the very first, the one and only Grand Archive World Champion, and we will have that interview up at 2 p.m. today. So look out for that. We had another guy there as well.
Yeah, there's some other dude there.
Yeah. He happened to be in the room.
It was the World Champions fanboy or something like that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. His manager, I think.
Maybe.
Right. Something like that.
Yeah.
But
that video goes live at 2 p.m. Please.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out.
All right. Well, yeah, that's all we have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Woo.